Hello, everyone. I am back with Leslie. She's going to introduce herself, tell you about her company, what she does, two companies. She is a entrepreneur to the core. Leslie, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I am Leslie with Heaven Sent Cleaning Services, where I help people clean and organize and purge and get their lives back in order. Also, the Jewelry Drop, where I make crystal jewelry, custom
Nice.
jewelry, things to get your energy right. You can find me on Instagram at Heaven Sent Cleaning, underscores between all of those, and also the Jewelry Drop on Instagram, and the Jewelry Drop on TikTok, where you can find more of these types of videos. Um, yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so today we are going to address discipline and decluttering,
Okay.
how the role discipline plays in
hmm
decluttering. um, First of all, doing even starting to declutter and
hmm
then maintaining it. And then
hmm
Leslie's going to give tips that she actually uses herself and with success and what she tells her clients. So let's just discuss discipline. Leslie, I know everyone has a different take on it. So what's your take on the concept of discipline? Like when you think of discipline?
Right. So, like, since we're adults, it's all about self-discipline. Like, we can so easily tell children what to do or what your friends should do, what your husband should do. But like
Yeah.
when it comes to ourselves, it's like a free-for-all. At least it
Yes.
is for me.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, self-discipline, like I think for me, um it came like kind of crashing down on me when I became an entrepreneur, because if I didn't have systems in place and if I
Okay.
didn't do what I was supposed to do, I wouldn't get paid. And
There you go.
there you go. So some
Necessity.
people are kind of like backed into being very disciplined. But when it comes to your home, I feel like people really get to a point where like, I am sick of living like this. And that's usually
Yeah.
where I come in at, where people are like, I need to get someone to help me remain disciplined. Because if I'm
Yes.
there on a schedule, if I'm there every other Tuesday or whatever, that's a discipline. You got
Oh,
to
true.
pay the person. You got to
Yeah.
prepare for them to come. You got to, it's a whole
Process.
situation when you put them into your schedule.
All right. And I agree with you with some areas I'm disciplined in.
hmm
I think I do well. But when it comes to my home, for whatever reason, I'm not. Like
mm
even, and just for some of you who are new here, Leslie is my organizer, declutterer. And we have done my kitchen I maintained. And I
yes.
think that's because maybe people see it. I don't know.
Right. Right. Right.
But
Right.
my bedroom, I'm kind of like, I'll do that tomorrow, or
Right.
I'll put that away. And the next thing I know, I didn't put it away. Then I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna put that away because Leslie and I said we're gonna put the purses down here. And then now it's five purses. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it's kind of so I for me, it's definitely based on I guess other people seeing the space because I hate and I spend majority of my time downstairs in my kitchen
Right.
or the common area. So I
Right.
hate to see clutter. But my bedroom, I'm going there, for some reason, it should irk me more in there, quite honestly.
It should, because
It
it's for
should.
you. That's your
I-
space.
exactly. Which we talked about before. So we're going to
Yes.
address that again. So I have
Yes.
to get that. I have to get that together. But I do realize I really do have to get that, figure that out and get that on track. So what do you, I want to know about these lists that you're
Okay.
making.
Okay.
I love
So
lists. I love lists and alarms like
good.
my phone. So tell me about this.
Yeah. So I do handwritten list.
Okay.
So like last year I had a house list. So it was more for repairs
Mm-hmm.
and decluttering.
Okay.
I clean constantly in here, so it doesn't really need to be clean. It's just me kind of like, okay, start to get these items out of here. So I feel like when I meet a client, if we're going room to room and they're like, oh yeah, I was going to do this or I was going to do that, I'm like tabulating all of this in my head. So I'm
Well,
like, okay, wait, let's write this down. Let's
okay.
pick a room where we're going to start at, and let's make a list.
Okay.
Um, and also making a list for inventory. And we spoke about that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you should take inventory in each room. You
Okay.
go into your bathroom. What do you need? Toilet paper, toothpaste, whatever it may be. Go
Mhm.
do a big shop, stock those items away. Same thing for your kitchen, for your bedrooms. Do you have the 2 to 3 sheet sets for each person? Do you have everything you need? This will keep you from going out to the store and just roaming around aimlessly, just throwing stuff in your cart,
Yeah.
bringing more clutter into the house. So it's like, even if you do it every season, because I can go a whole winter time without buying like paper towel, toilet paper, like it,
Okay.
because I stock it, water, things like that, and those are the easy things to kind of like just do an inventory of so you can have in your home.
Now, do you do bulk shopping then? Like, are you going to Costco, Sam's Club, Walmart? Like, what are you doing? Where are you going?
So I don't go to those stores, but I will buy in bulk off of like Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And then there are some stores like some of the cheaper markets like Aldi and Lidl. Like you can get huge things of paper towels, and
Really?
so yeah, you kind of just have to look for them. But
Okay. And
yeah,
wait,
I feel like
what's your favorite paper towel? Gotta know.
it's the paper towel from Aldi. And every time
Really?
I tell people this and they buy it, they are amazed. And you can get 12 rolls for $14, which is insane right now. Because
Compared
if
to
you,
Bounty.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I'll be at
so,
Aldi. I'm going to
yeah,
Aldi.
yes. And I go to
Okay.
the Aldi that's in your neighborhood because
Okay.
they always have it stocked up there. So,
Okay. So I'll be at Aldi. So their brand paper towels.
yes,
All right.
yes,
Okay.
yes. But yeah, I feel like writing a list for everything that you need to do, especially when it comes down to if I'm involved and we say we're going to declutter, so we're going to write lists like, okay, we're going to go through these shoes. Some of these are going to the Goodwill, some of them are going in the trash, some of them are going to such and such. And you need to check that stuff off that you actually gave those items to those people or they actually got outside of the house. This will help you have a visual of what you said you were going to do. And that's really what discipline is actually doing what you say you're going to do.
Exactly. Exactly.
As simple as it sounds, that's what discipline is.
So now do you prefer seasonal lists? Is it okay? That's not the question. Can you have a seasonal list and like the room by room list? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Okay.
yeah,
What does
yeah.
that look like?
So I feel like, so if you have a home, I feel like you're always going to have a seasonal list for like maintenance items.
Okay. Okay.
So things you have to do. So like in your home, you want to put up your decorations and your lights, right?
Yes.
You got to worry about your yard. You have to
Mhm.
worry about,
Okay.
different things. You might want to get your the ducts that bring your air in. You might want to get that
Yeah.
cleaned out every season,
Okay.
things like that. So that can be like seasonal things, right? Now you
Yep.
can also put your clothes on the seasonal list too, because at the end of the season there's always going to be something that's like a little ratty that you don't want
Me.
anymore. You can go through your shoes every season, because I know people that still pack away their winter clothes and bring out their summer clothes. Like, I think that's so old school.
Yeah.
I
I
just
know. I
keep
know.
everything out.
So do I. Because what if you're traveling and then I don't
I
know,
know. It's
and the weather's so crazy lately. It could be
right,
80
right.
degrees and then 60. New Jersey's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
so I don't know.
It's so funny to me. So like sometimes I'll just take some time, and it might take me like 30 minutes. I'll
Okay.
go through all of my shoes and
Mhm.
I'll be like, yeah, don't want that, don't want that. Put it in a bag and I put it in my trunk for the Goodwill. And then it's done. So like those can be like seasonal things you can do. So that'll keep the clutter down.
Okay. So we're heading into summer, or I guess technically we're in summer,
I know, I know.
which is crazy. So give me your June list.
Okay, so I've been losing weight, y'all.
Oh,
So
okay.
okay.
All right.
So I'm definitely going to be taking inventory of the things in my closet, and I'm going to treat myself to some new things. So that means
Oh,
see, people want to just kind of go like this through the closet. I'm talking about pull everything out, pull that stuff out of the drawers. I know I see your face.
Okay.
Pull it all out. Put it on the floor if you have to, and go through this stuff. Some people have been tucking away a shirt or something they sleep in for years. Like, oh, I still need. See,
It's
listen,
comfy.
listen.
It's comfy.
Yeah, but sometimes it be like so raggedy
No,
looking.
I,
Sometimes it's just over.
oh,
It's
it's
just over.
all right.
Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
like that'll be my clothes list. I've already went through my shoes because I moved where my shoes were in the beginning of the winter, so I already went through all of my shoes.
Oh, okay.
So that was part of, something that I would usually do for, my summer list.
Okay.
So now I really need to stock my kitchen back up. I only have one case of water left, and I usually have like a ton of water. And I'm just gonna go through the cabinets. Do I need oil? Do I need vinegar? Do I need
Oh
seasonings?
wow. So
All
you're
of that
doing
stuff.
like true like okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go through all of that stuff. I'm gonna clean out the cabinets, stock up all my seasonings because I'm like, I will be traveling so much and going around during the summer that
Yeah.
I might not be home for a couple of days here and there. And it's just like, get all the expired stuff out, stock up everything. And when
Okay.
I am at home, I don't ever want to reach in and say like, oh my God, I don't have this. And then I gotta run to the store or something crazy like that.
That's
So
okay.
my list really is my kitchen right now, and
Hmm.
then my bedroom and like my closet room, because those are the things that are going to keep me organized during my busy vending season. I need
Okay.
to be able to grab some food, and I need to be able to grab something to wear
And keep it
and be
moving.
able to get back out. So everybody's list is going to be different. Now, people with kids, they might want to start with, okay, what does each of my children need for the season?
Okay.
You need to go through your kids' clothes all the time anyway because they grow so fast.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
true.
So I will always start with clothes and sneakers for kids, especially going into the summer. Go
Hmm.
grab what they need in the beginning
Okay.
and, clean out their drawers and, get them organized. You guys will get out of the door so much faster if you
Yep.
have everything that you need, clean socks, underwear that fits,
Okay.
all of that stuff.
Now, when
Um,
did you start for summer? Like, would you start April, May? Like,
yeah, I would start early. Because I know here in Philly, the kids will be out of school like the week of the 15th,
okay.
right?
Hmm.
So now you're thinking about summer camp and you're thinking about vacation and all of these other things when you can kind of really just have everybody set. And like, I feel like discipline, that all ties into discipline, is being ready, you
Yep.
know, being ready for everything.
I like that. That's a good one. I'm gonna start. And little plug. When are you gonna start making lists that people can buy or get online?
You know what? And I actually had an idea to do a little ebook. I need
Yes.
to figure out how many lines I need, how many pages I need so I can build this properly, because I don't want it to be overwhelming to where people are like, oh my
Okay.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too
So
much.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking, like a little short book
Yeah. Yeah.
that they can
That'd be
have
great.
handy. Yeah,
Seriously, because I need that. Because I like list making, and I just like to see what I'm doing, and
right,
so please make the book. Well, let me check my
right.
notes. Let me check my notes.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
wait, one more thing for the
oh
list,
no.
because this is how
Yeah.
I thought about the book, the list for your house cleaning. So
Thank you. That's what I was about to
yeah,
say. That's why I was looking at the notes. I was like, wait a
yeah.
minute. Okay. Okay.
So like I like to do laundry on Fridays.
Okay.
My personal laundry. Now I have to clean the stuff for the cleaning business almost every day. So that's always going. But
Gotcha.
my personal laundry, I like to have my laundry done on Friday, put
Okay.
away. Then I don't have to worry about that. I don't want to be working through my weekend because I've already worked all week.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
that's
So
excellent.
like Friday would be on my calendar as laundry.
Okay.
Um, Mondays and Tuesdays, you can start the week. So I actually like to clean in the morning, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, I don't have time for that. But it's like if you take 20 minutes in the morning and wipe off the sink and wipe off the toilet, you're halfway done the bathroom, okay? You can
True.
Tuesday you can clean the tub. Wednesday you can clean the rugs and the shower curtain or whatever you need to do. So whatever works best for you,
Okay.
make a list. Each day you want to tackle a room. Give yourself 20 to 30 minutes, even less, because after you start doing this every week, you can really clean up your living room in 10 minutes. It's just basically putting stuff where it needs to go,
There you go.
you know? Especially for people that when you enter your home, you enter into your living space,
Okay.
then you probably drop sneakers or clothes or whatever
Here
you
and there.
do, you know. Yeah. So I always suggest people to make a list and try to stick to it. See if for a week you can actually touch each one of your rooms and each one of your chores by the end of the week and see how you feel about it and see how 20 minutes out of your day wasn't a big deal. You can put on
Yeah.
a podcast and listen to it while you're doing it, you
Whatever
know,
you're doing.
because people are scrolling for 2 hours.
Exactly.
You can definitely
You could be,
clean your stove off. It's like, you know.
yeah, and burn a little calories depending if you have steps and all kind of stuff. And
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally like a 20-minute situation. And then
Okay.
some people, and it's so funny, I always vacuum at nighttime, and I know my neighbors are like, what is wrong with this girl? And I have wood floor, but I love to vacuum the wood floor because it like gets up everything, right? So that's like my nighttime thing. Like I'm like, oh, time to clean my floors. And it literally takes me like 15 minutes because I'm literally starting at my bedroom and I just keep going until I get down to the basement. That takes like no time.
You're doing the whole
yeah,
house.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my house is only 1,200 square feet. I got a little townhouse.
Who cares?
So,
I mean, to do the whole house, that's discipline.
yeah.
No, seriously.
So it's like those little tiny things that you could put on the list. So you say, like, I'm going to clean my floors and it's almost midnight. I will challenge people to still complete the task because people think like, oh, it's too late now. It's 10 o'clock. And it's like,
the day's
yeah. Because I got to sit here and I got to put my feet up and I got to watch this Real Housewives. So I can't possibly, sorry, people. I know I look like I'm really nice, but I'm like a drill sergeant, okay? But I keep a smile on my face.
The cluttering is really a mess. Like that's a major U.S. I think that and obesity is like the American.
And listen, I know you're doing stuff about mindset, and I want you and I to talk about food and exercise one day because I've been having so many revelations these last couple of weeks, pushing myself to do these workouts when I don't want to and picking the healthier option when I don't want to, But if you can control, if you can control what you put in your mouth, you can control anything. So people need to really like listen to that and be like, try it for a week and see how much more disciplined you are across the board.
You will be. I just my latest lesson I'm doing is the food money connection, because people don't realize that discipline, once you discipline your food, you can discipline your money and vice versa. They're so tied. Yeah, because if you just think about they empower you. So like let's say my little bingey thing, my mochas, right? Starbucks.
Yeah.
So if I go get Starbucks and we know how much that costs, is and then I'm like, you know what? I'm not spending $6 on that's just stupid. I'm gonna make my coffee at home, whatever. So then I just cut out like 300 calories. So I didn't have Starbucks.
Right.
So then I'm like, oh, I don't want that. So then you naturally don't crave it because you don't want it. So now I'm not going to Starbucks.
Right.
So I'm saving money that way because I'm not going to Starbucks, which means I'm probably not going to Target. So I'm not going here. So it's like a
right.
Ripple effect. But then when you sit back and you realize, like, I just saved this much money. Now, one thing I don't do, which cracks me up, my girlfriends always laugh. Like people say, oh, and then if you didn't go to Starbucks, that means you saved $6. I still won't go. Like once I decide I'm not going to do something, I won't do it. But I'm not one of those people that goes, oh, okay, I saved 6 times 5, that's $30 a week, times 4 is 100. People do that. They'll say, oh, you just saved this much money by not going to Starbucks. For some reason, I've never done that because to me, I'm like, oh, it goes someplace else.
Right.
Unless I'm saying I'm saving for a vacation or I'm saving for this. So I think I think it's a great idea for people to realize how much money you're spending. Definitely
especially
great.
for like
Yeah.
people like me that are entrepreneurs,
Yep.
and I'm single. So it's
No,
like
it's
I'm the
exclusive.
only person that's running,
Yeah.
and the last time I went to your house, y'all don't know this. Your Starbucks is closed for renovations.
Oh,
And let me tell you,
we got two.
I
Might be
had
which one? They built another one up the street. Which one?
I
Which one?
was just like, I was like, what is going on? And I said, that means I am not supposed to have this.
Nope. Nope.
I,
But
I was not supposed to have it.
yeah, but to clarify, I don't want people to think I'm putting them down if they do the budgets. I think how I look at money, I
Mhm.
don't want to say I saved this much money, so that means I now can spend this much money.
I
That's what
understand what you're saying.
that's what I'm trying to say.
I
If I
understand what you're saying.
if I save this much money by not going to Starbucks, that's great.
Right,
You need to spend it. Just
right.
that's for me. That's all. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah.
But
No,
I
no, no, no.
understand.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, but I understand the
That's a good way.
importance of writing down your
Yeah,
the money and all those things. But
yeah,
yeah, I think that and also when you declutter, because it just came to mind. So when my kitchen and things are clean, we're clean. I'm like, oh, now you want to make your own coffee and tea. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
before, like I'm trying to run away. Like let me get out of here.
yes. And you can't find the cup that you want, and you can't
Let me get out
find
of this.
the.
So now it's like, oh, I can make my own to sit here and be like, oh, this is so nice. Well,
Yep,
before I'm like, let me run away, get out of this decluttering place and this cluttered place and free my mind. Yeah, I
yep.
think
And it goes back to stocking up as well, because like if
yes.
you um have your particular syrups that you like to use or your
Yeah.
creamers, like you want to make sure you have everything you need,
You don't
so
have
you
to
don't have to even think about, going
go
outside.
anywhere else.
Right.
Yep. Yep. I love that. So for the fall, will be here before we know it. I'm not going to go
Right.
into winter, but for fall, and we're going to revisit this. We'll do a fall
Right. Right.
list. But just for people who, like you said, who are traveling, because some people really are like already 6 months out, 3 months out.
Right.
Because what do you like? What's your fall list for like back to school? Back to I don't know what that would be. Back to school, I guess they usually say.
I mean, it's basically the same thing.
Same thing.
You want to start
I
with
like that.
start with the clothes.
Okay.
I'm big on house maintenance because I feel like I get a lot of customers after they've had like a major house repair, and then they need someone to come and clean.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's like it's something that they didn't maintain, and it like fell apart or fell off, or
Gotcha.
so yeah, I like to start the season with like kind of checking out your house, what needs to be
Okay.
done, especially in the fall, because by the time winter comes, you're not going to be
You're
able
right.
to do your roof or your
Whatever it is. Okay.
different type of things like that. But
Yeah,
I
you
feel
need that
like
ebook. Make that ebook.
I
Because
know,
no, I'm just thinking because it's so great because you're not changing your system. No,
right,
like some people, which is again, if it works for you, works for you. But they change the system based on the season, or they change it. I don't know. But yours is very nope. It's the same. Your
yeah,
kitchen, and it sounds like clothes is major
right,
because we live in a seasonal area. And
right,
then yeah, that just like car maintenance. I just thought about that because house maintenance.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And
yeah.
everything, you can make a list for each car, house,
Okay.
clothes, kids. You can make a list for all of that. But I just always try to remind people, put the list somewhere where you're actually going to see it. I don't really like phone lists. I will put a shopping phone list in my
Yeah, that's my
phone, because you're out with your
yeah.
phone. But like really important things that you might need to do some work on and then check it off, I say to handwrite it and maybe hang it. If you have one of those dry erase type of
Boards.
boards, you could put it on there and date it so you can
Okay.
erase it when it's done or cross it out or whatever.
Now, since you are entrepreneur, talk
Uh-huh.
about because you do jewelry and
Hmm.
that's little pieces and that's a lot. How do
Yeah,
you maintain your home with that? Because you have two businesses. So how are you
right.
maintaining the jewelry part of that?
Well, the thing is, I live by myself,
Okay.
so I have a room for my jewelry. The
Okay.
basement is for the cleaning stuff.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna do a video about my basement. Y'all
Are
gonna
you
be
okay?
appalled, okay? It's it's turned up down there,
You
okay?
keeping it real? Keeping it real. Okay. Yes.
Keeping it real, okay? Yeah, I was down there yesterday because me and my boyfriend both said, okay, we're going to exercise and we're going to get something done in both of our homes, right?
Okay.
So, I was just standing there like, how does this keep happening to me? I just don't know. I it's so
It
it's
can't
so
be
crazy. I have so many cleaning products, and it's not like
complicated.
different. It's not like different stuff because I always use the same exact stuff.
Yeah,
But like
yeah,
Metaluca, they make you order every month. If you don't order every
they
month,
do.
they
Yes.
just like
You
they
lose your
charge
train.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So I get the convenience certificates. So I let them build up for like 4 months, and then I do like one humongous order. So I
Okay.
have like all of this cleaning stuff in boxes and yeah.
Gotcha. Wait, pause.
So
Wait, no. Gotta interrupt you. You need to talk about the fact that because excuse the out, I wanted to say outside, so now the buildings.
yeah,
I don't know. People who are very concerned about environment,
right,
chemicals.
right.
Tell them about because I used to order from them all the time, but like you said, sometimes I didn't use a product, and I'm like, darn it, then I would get charged for the month.
Yeah,
But it's a great
yeah,
product. They're great products. So you need to
yeah.
talk about that. You do the holistic approach to cleaning, and it's clean. It's not like it's not clean. It's clean.
Right. And I'm glad you said that because that's what people assume, like, oh, she's gonna come in here with some juices and berries and
No, they're
it's not
clean.
gonna be clean. And it's like, no, this is
It's
like
clean.
concentrated,
Yep.
full power. And like I will still use bleach if I need to use bleach. I use it in the toilets and where you're supposed to use it. But the spray that I make has the natural disinfectant in it. So everything that I use multi-purpose has a disinfectant in it. But
Yeah.
I actually started doing that for selfish reasons. I did it for me because I was on a health journey and I didn't realize how much those chemicals like pine sol, lysol, they will
Mhm.
mess up your nervous system. And for
Yeah.
women, it messes up our hormones.
Reproductive. Oh. I didn't know that.
Well,
Okay.
goes into reproductive as well. Yeah.
Yep. That's important.
Um, yeah, so that's how I started it because I knew, okay, I'm gonna be breathing this in every single day. So it has to
Yeah.
be something that's not gonna make me dizzy. Like I literally would be dizzy or feeling like sick when I would use that other stuff daily.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep. So
but the
you
old people love it. The old people are
yes.
like, oh, it always smells so good in here. So if they say it's good, we know
Then
it's
you
good.
know it's good. Okay. Okay. Now back to your jewelry. How are you keeping your little pieces? Like what do you
So I'm actually sitting in my office right now. So
Oh, okay.
I keep a display table up
Okay.
so I can all my finished products go on a display table, right?
Okay.
Um, I have different drawers and containers that I keep everything in. But again, it goes back to inventory. So I'm constantly doing inventory to make sure I have things that I need.
Okay.
So I'm not just buying random stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, it's an office. It has a door on it. If it's junky, I do just close the door. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys.
Okay.
And but I'm blessed to have the room. But sometimes I have clients that are starting businesses. Like I have a client that has a business in her living room right now.
Okay.
And she really needs to move it upstairs, but she's kind of in the same
Oh,
way you are, like where the kids are older, but they might come
yeah.
back sometime,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to get rid of their bedroom,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you have to really do what works best for your space, you
So what did
know.
you recommend for her? Did you tell her to get certain I don't know, baskets or but like whatever. I don't know her business,
So
what she's
my
doing.
suggestion is going to be for her that so she works from home.
Okay.
My suggestion is that she kind of splits that office into
Oh,
two.
okay. To two.
So it can be her own business and her office space. So then
Gotcha.
she won't have to kick her kid out of the other room, until
Oh,
they're
yes.
completely out of the
Gotcha.
nest,
Gotcha. Okay.
And a lot of times we have like a lot of wasted space. Like we might have like a whole wall or just like a couch where you could put shelving instead, if that would be more suitable for what you're trying to do.
Yes.
So sometimes it's just a matter of changing around. You don't need a huge space. You just need the right solutions
Space. Okay.
for the space. Yeah.
Great, that sounds good. One thing, I don't know if we have time to talk about, but I was reading this book. Um, he wrote 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Okay.
And I'm in this book club, and this is
Mhm.
his latest book, The 8th Habit. But
Mhm.
you and I were talking before we were preparing for this talk of treating your life, your home life, as a business.
Right.
And so he gives a lot of business tips, but at the end of the day, he's like, this also applies to your home life, because
Right.
my relationship with my boss is just as important as my relationship with Leslie, and
Right.
my relationship with Leslie is just as important. My boss, like, and how you
Right.
treat your friends and family, there's no different.
Right.
If you need to have a hard conversation with your boss, or if you need to have a hard conversation with a spouse or your
Right.
friend, it's the same process that you go through.
Mhm.
So I actually started thinking about that. I know I do approach my family as a business, and some people
Mhm.
probably think we're nuts. But the funny thing is, they always ask me for, like, well, why are your kids able to do this, and why do your kids think like this?
Yep.
I'm like, because I treat them like a business.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a business,
Yeah.
because we're building a legacy.
Right.
So when you were talking about, I love the fact that you're an entrepreneur, because I think it's easier for you, and maybe people. I think this is one of your gifts. I'm just telling you, or maybe, and also at the same time, our gifts can rub people the wrong way. People
Right.
may not understand where you're coming from when you organize, because you see and understand that they are a business.
Right.
Like, they themselves, you're a
Right.
business. Like, your brain
Right.
is a business. This is valuable real estate up here. It's a business, and it needs to be treated, whether it's a sanctuary for rest,
Right.
whether you tell it, like, you always on me, Rita, you need a space so you can create. You need a space where you can.
Right.
I'm like, But what are your thoughts about that? Because I do want to, hopefully by fall, because maybe you and I can come up with something to really dive into that. I think for
Yeah.
people.
So we kind of touched on it before about how this is how I view it, because I have worked in corporate,
Yeah.
and they give you these tasks. You
Mm-hmm.
come to work on time every day.
Yep.
You eat a certain time. You go to the bathroom a certain time.
But you
You
can't
doing
leave.
all of these. Listen,
You can't leave though. If
listen.
you have a project, you got to stay. But anyway,
Yeah,
keep going.
yeah. And you actually listen to these people and you do what they
Exactly.
say, which
Yes.
is like,
Hello.
you know. So, but when you get home, it's like, I don't know what my life is doing. What's
Exactly.
going
You
on?
said,
It's
yeah.
like you just can't figure it out. And it's like, and
What?
we can laugh at it because we know, like,
Yeah.
it's literally how it goes, where it's like it's so confusing when it's yourself. But that
Yeah.
goes back to self-discipline. It goes back to self-love as well.
Yeah.
And just like what you said, like, you are a business yourself.
Yeah.
So why can we not give ourselves the same discipline and care
I know.
and
I don't know.
complete tasks? That's what I have a hard time with. Now, first of all, I'm crazy to have two businesses that have nothing to do
I
with
know.
each other.
I,
Okay. I'm a Gemini. If anybody believes in signs, I'm like two people. And if I don't have two things going on, I'm like, oh, what am I
you
doing with my
lost.
life? But then I'm also complaining that, what am I doing with my
You're
life?
back. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just so crazy how we will give a job literally our life. We'll
Yes.
go in when we're sick. We'll
I know.
go in when somebody passed away. We'll go in if our children are sick.
I
But
know.
if any of those things happen in our own life, we don't give ourselves the same type of grace and
Not at
say,
all.
like, you know, so I hope that's what people get from this, is what you said, that we are a business,
Yeah.
and I know that I learned a ton of stuff in corporate America that I just took and I've,
Applying it.
implemented on myself. So I
Yes.
know I had to go through that to be able to implement it on myself. And I could be way more disciplined because of the thing, like the knowledge that I gained. So I
Yeah.
know, I know
Yeah.
systems and things like that.
And how to
But
use it.
yeah, but I love that concept. And I think that if people listened to that and understood it and then gave it a chance, and I always tell people, just try it, just try it, just try it.
And just to see.
And yeah, but some people won't even start. They just think that it's like impossible. Like, oh no, that's not gonna
I
work.
know.
Yeah, it's really deep. It's really deep. I do feel
Yeah.
like we need to delve a little deeper into
So
what
I don't know
the
the mind.
psychology is behind that, where we
Yeah.
can do all of these things for another person's company or another person's
Hmm.
family, but we cannot seem to, you know, give ourselves that same type of care.
To do that. Have you
Yeah.
had a client that you have been able to walk through that to get them to the other side, or is it, or
I
not yet?
feel like I feel like yes, for my single clients. It's a little harder when it's people that have children because they really don't know how to kind of, you know, it's easier when the client's children finally
Oh,
move out, you know, like move out
yeah.
completely. Then they'll be like, okay, okay, it's okay for me to care about myself now. And I'm like, oh
Oh,
my
I see.
God, yeah, yeah.
I see. Okay.
Um,
I can see that. Yeah, because that's
yeah,
how, yeah, I get it.
it's tough. It's tough,
Yeah.
you know. Um, but I think that we are all a work in progress. I
Hmm.
don't think any of my clients were ever going to be done,
No,
you
no,
know,
no.
and that's okay. But if I can get you 95% of the way there, I am
No, that's
like,
good.
we have literally changed your life around by getting 95% of the way
Yeah,
there.
yeah. To get
Yeah,
that's huge because you just
yeah.
feel much better when you walk into your space.
Oh yeah. Oh
And then you
yeah.
can find stuff and you can, like, that's what's so funny. The video I sent to you earlier, she gave an example
Uh,
where there's some story, a woman who actually, I believe she's like a corporate woman,
uh-huh.
but she was asked to like mail a postcard or something. It was
Hmm.
something, it's such a silly thing, but she's at home. And so it says,
Right.
can you mail a postcard? She's like, oh yeah, I can do that. And then I think the point is because she's so like high up corporately, it's like mailing a postcard, like what's the problem?
Right.
But it takes her half an hour to find her glasses because I guess to write, then she can't find her pen.
Right.
She needs a stamp.
Yeah.
And then she has to find, after all this, find the postcard.
Right.
She finds the postcard. I guess Rice fills it out, needs the address now, and then proceeds that she has to walk to the mailbox.
Right.
Back in the day, we used to walk to mailboxes. I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever. But and then it says that I guess like, do I need an umbrella? Is it gonna rain? What shoes should I wear? Where are the shoes that I want to wear? And this whole process, like they said, it
Right.
sounds silly, but
Right.
it actually took her a couple hours to mail a postcard.
Yes.
And when I was
Yes.
hearing the story, I was like, that's so stupid and asinine. Who would do that?
Right.
And then I thought, actually, yeah, I can see myself. I don't wear glasses, but I can
Right.
see that, how many times have I put down my phone? I'm like, oh, shoot. What? Luckily,
And
I
you
have an
can't
Apple Watch,
find it.
so I can, my Apple Watch will find it. But if I didn't, I'm like, where is it? It has a
Right.
black face, so it blends into my
Right.
countertop. I'm like, where is his phone or where, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I thought about that. I was like, that is so true. And that's the
Yeah.
whole point. Like, don't have clutter so that you can
Right.
get out of the house quicker. You're more productive.
Right.
You can do what you want to do. So
And have systems in place. Like
yes,
I talk to my boyfriend about this a lot because his son is 11. So it's like
okay,
he still has to get his uniform prepared and all of these
yeah,
things. And like I love doing stuff like that. But he wants to do it his own way. And I'm like, listen, do it this way, and I
so people,
promise you it's going to be easier, right? So it's like I'm that, and that's probably is one of my gifts where I can look at each person's situation and my brain
okay,
kind of just says, oh, if you do it this way,
this will work out.
right, right, right.
Right, right.
So yeah, everybody has to feel comfortable with sitting with themselves a little bit, being honest about their situation,
Yep.
and seeing just how fed up they are with living the way they're living.
That's what it is. As soon as
Yeah,
I always tell my kids and my husband, you must like it because if you didn't, you wouldn't do it. It's
right.
just, that's the
And
simple, that is
whew,
what it is.
that's some
It's
tough
true.
self-talk, but
You must like it. Because I say to
right,
myself too, like if I go in my room or something, I'm like, well, it doesn't bother me because if it did,
right,
I get up and do it. Like it's just
right.
it's very simple, right? Like, so what are your, give me three things from our talk today for like a call to action that you think
Okay.
people just,
Um,
can do as soon as they stop listening to this?
Even if you don't have anything fancy to write on, grab a piece of paper
Yep.
And
That's what I was
whatever
gonna say.
room that is bothering you right now, put today's date on it, because I want you to be able to come back to it.
Yep.
And literally write down what you need to do. So what I mean by this is like today, I told my client, you need to measure your curtains and then I'll order them for you. Okay. So she needs
Oh,
to
so you
measure her
measure them?
curtains.
You do ordering too?
Yeah, she's 76.
But still,
So
you offer
yeah,
that. You need to let people. We gotta
yeah,
sit down
yeah.
and talk with you. You offer
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
So my older clients are very spoiled. Now me and
Oh,
you, we can send each other pictures,
oh.
ideas. You are not.
I want special treatment.
Right. So her tasks were the simple ones. She wants to
Okay.
get rid of a china closet. So
Uh-huh.
I was like, figure out what you want to keep, and then
Oh, okay.
I'll move those items out, and then we'll
Gotcha.
call the people to take it out of here. So like,
Oh, good.
even if you look in a room and you're like, oh, I need to remove that. Let me just call the junk removal person. No, first you need to take the items out of it,
Okay.
figure out where those are going to go, because I've seen people like have someone on the way and then they're like, oh my God, hurry up. Let me move
Oh,
this out of the way so they can get in. It's like,
okay. I see what you're saying.
yeah, just take some time to write down all of the steps that you need to do.
Okay.
It's just going to make everything go a lot smoother,
All
you
right.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And I it's just so much easier for me to just say, like, if you see something in the room, just throw it away that
Yep.
you don't like or that you don't need or that is like literal trash. Like some people will have a box sitting here that is just like
Trash.
empty, it's trash.
Okay.
Those simple things you can put on the list, like take boxes out to recycle. And I know that this sounds very elementary to people, but I bet you if you walked around your house right now, you would
Yep.
be like, oh my God. And if it's not in your living room, it's in your basement. If it's not
It's in
in
my
your
garage.
basement, it's in your garage.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's in my garage.
Yeah. Right. So even though these things sound very, very simple, this is the way that you're going to get to some discipline when you take the steps that you need to take, because that's why people don't start, because they're not taking the steps. You got to take steps to do it.
Okay. Okay. So we have down lists.
Mm-hmm. Let me
Restock.
think.
Remember? Stocking up, you said.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So inventory, taking inventory.
Inventory.
Yeah, I would take inventory of all in my room. So I personally do this because I have an issue with shopping. So if I can do like a big shop twice a month, that will keep me out of the stores.
Oh,
I
okay.
got like a little shopping addiction, like a little one. Yeah. So
Okay.
if I can stay out of the stores, that's what works best for me. But
Okay.
again, like I said, just like you said, I'm not going to drink at Starbucks anymore. But do you have items at your house that will keep you out of Starbucks?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll have to help me with number 3. What
No,
else?
I would just, well, those were
Okay.
my two top. But then you said the seasonal I thought was really good for people.
Yeah.
Seasonal
Yeah.
maintenance, home maintenance.
Yeah, I think home maintenance is so important. I mean, especially for like older people that may not, um, you know, they're not going outside and
No.
doing certain stuff anymore. So even if they can get like a handyman or somebody that can kind of just walk through the house seasonally, clean the gutters, whatever they need to do, spray out the trash cans, all of those little maintenance items just to keep
Yes.
an eye on the house. And also just to keep your house looking nice. We purchased these homes, and I live in the city, so it's tough. Like some people take care of their houses, some people don't. And you purchase
Anywhere,
this.
honestly. That doesn't matter. Suburbs, anywhere.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
really
clear.
interesting to me because I always say I'm like the old lady on the block with the broom, and I'm like, oh, these kids, what you doing, dropping the, and I'm like sweeping up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like posing off my porch, and people are looking at me like, what is she
pride,
doing?
you take pride in your
Yeah,
space. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know why people don't take pride in it. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
weird.
it's really crazy. But I tell you what, last year I got a lot of stuff done on the outside of the house, and
Okay.
it makes me feel good when I pull up.
Yeah,
And it's the same thing as when you walk into your house. If that room is decluttered and looking good, you coming in and you're like, yeah, like I
I feel like
got,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like that. Okay. Well, actually, I'll add one more because you said
Mhm.
that. What'd you say? Every day, 20 minutes. Pick a. Would you? Or
Yeah. So, and I just found my whiteboard calendar downstairs in the
oh,
basement. I don't know why it was in the basement. I don't know. So, and I had
okay.
stuff on there from like 5 years ago, and I used a magic eraser, and it all came off.
Did
So
you?
I was like, thank God, because I thought it was like going to stain it.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, you can take like a dry erase board. You can even get like a little one that you could put on your fridge
Okay.
or like somewhere near your kitchen wall or like your mud room, where you
Yeah.
go out, and just put every day like, okay, today is the toilets in the sinks. And
Okay.
then the next day will be, I'm going to make sure the counters and the stove is clean.
Right.
Next day can be floors. Next day can be, I'm going to do my laundry and strip the beds.
Yep.
I feel like people get overwhelmed because they want to do what I do. I'm cleaning their house for 3 hours straight, and a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah. No.
First of all, people going to need to sit down. You got to build up stamina to do that. Okay.
Exactly.
So they just say if they can't clean the entire house in one, they're like, I don't have time. And it's like, no, just break it
Oh,
down
I see.
day
Okay.
by day. That's why I tell people to break it down day by day. Because if you try to clean your entire house in one sitting, you're going to hate it. I'm going to just tell y'all there is no reward at the end because nobody's going to pay you.
No,
So it's
exactly.
like,
No, that's just too much. I can't.
right, right.
No, that's just too.
So, but yeah, and keeping up with laundry is huge. So, like, I would really tell
Yes.
people to schedule your laundry and don't wait until you're like out of something, or you needed that top to go with these pants, and I gotta throw in a load, or
Oh, okay.
or
Yeah.
your kids' uniforms. It's Thursday and they out of
Just watch.
uniform,
Mm-hmm.
right? Try to put that stuff on a schedule so it's constantly, and you do great with. I had never seen somebody do so much laundry as when your
I,
kids was home. I was like, what is happening? Like,
I
how
just
did
can't.
you have so
I'm
much?
like, it's a whole difference when they're home. I mean, I'm just like, are
I
you guys clean?
know.
And then with the
I know.
sports, they work out and they play. Oh, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
And
like,
that's how I am. Like, I have my workout clothes, I have my clothes
oh,
that I clean in, and then I have my clothes that, if I
you
want to
wear.
go out. So it's like a constant, like my basket is full after 2 days, and it's like,
Yes.
how is this happening? Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
do it. For me, that's my everyday. I just do a
Yeah.
little bit because
Yeah.
it's just too much. It's just too
Yeah.
much. Just too much.
Yeah.
And then you wanted, what's your word of encouragement? You said, just try it.
Yeah. I mean, what time is going to pass anyway? So this is what I'm telling myself, because I have some things that I need to do, like with the basement,
Mhm.
where I'm gonna have to, put that on my calendar for like 3 weeks straight to get it
Okay.
the way I want to get it, you know. And
Mhm.
I had my handyman come by the other day, and he's going to help me with something down there.
Oh, good.
But it's like now I have all of these things. I know what he asked me to buy, and I know what I need to do
Okay.
now. So yeah, time is going to pass anyway. So why not do something with your time? You are going to kick yourself at the end of the season when you didn't do the thing that you said that you needed to do. And that's with everything. Weight, food, the way we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Like, I was amazed at how fast the weight start coming off after I stopped basically BSing myself. Cause I'm like, oh, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'm eating potato chips at 11, and it's like, no, you're not
You're
doing
not doing it. Yep.
right.
I know, girl.
This young lady, Donnie Wiggins, she is with the Social Proof podcast. She said something that sounds simple, and nobody in the audience really caught on to it, but it really made me think. She said, are you doing your best, or are you doing what's required?
Exactly.
And I had to just sit with that. I had to sit with that, because when you say you're doing your best, my idea of doing my best is, all right, I'm tired now. I ain't doing no more. That's doing my best. But if you do what's required, you take it to the end. You complete the task. And that has been sticking with me for months. Like, every time I'm about to slack off on something, and I'm like, I am not doing what's required, you know? So I hope that, people will also take that with them. You know, your home is your sanctuary, as we always say. So let's go ahead and make it, like a little paradise. It's like a little paradise, a little place for you to escape from. The world is nuts right now. Wouldn't it be wonderful to walk into your home and it's not chaotic,
It is. And this is why I can't stand talking to you, because we have to go. But it's so funny when you said what that woman said, because I saw the flip side of it, because I was thinking of like corporate, where like if you were to do something, when you do things for other people.
Right.
And in this book, he talks about that as well. And for him, the premise of the book is that corporations treat people as things and not people.
Wow.
So that people who are replaceable. So I'm not asking Leslie for her opinion. I'm not asking Leslie, do you think this is smart to do? I'm not considering the fact that Leslie may want to go home at a reasonable hour. Like, you're just a thing to me. You're just like a machine. So
a tool.
A tool. Exactly. So when you said required, I immediately thought, oh yeah, I usually do what's required, because that means mediocre base, because it's for like a job. But my best is always going to be up here, but I'm not giving myself my best when I eat poorly. So it's just interesting, because I understand exactly what you're saying. And then, but I think the words and just kind of reverse it. But I like that. I like when people say things and it resonates a certain way depending on what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but my mind was based in like corporate, and because at work, remember, like you'll have people, so my son started a job, and he said to me, Mommy, these people, like he'll just say, let's hurry up and do this. And they're like, well, I don't have to do that. It's not required of them, right? Because Rita has to, let's say, wipe the tables. I'm not required to put away silverware. I'm just keeping like something like that. But my son's point of view is, I don't care what's required of any of us. We want to go home. So I'm going to do everybody. I'm doing it all so I can get out of here. So that's how he sees. He's like, I don't have to do any of this, because I'm not even required. He said, but I'm helping so we can go home. So that's, and I told him, like, I said, you're very few. There's not many of you.
Most I know.
Do the bare minimum of what's required, or whatever, you know what I mean?
And and later in life, if he decides to be an entrepreneur, he'll be a great entrepreneur. Yeah, because he's going to want to. Right. And he'll do what's required from your standpoint, But it's like when it's just you in the room.
No, exactly. No, you're right. It's what he's going to do what's required.
Right.
Which is his best. But then it just makes me think too, when you think required, you're thinking best. You know what I mean? Like our levels of required are different, because we're already going to do the best anyway.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? But anyway, it's an interesting conversation. But yeah, I like it. What's the podcast again?
Social Proof Podcast.
Okay. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah. Okay. I think you would find them pretty entertaining. Yeah, they had Myron Golden on, actually.
Really?
Which I was like, they had him on twice. They had him on twice. Yeah. That's so cool. In the conversation with him and the brother is probably 39 or 40.
I know you're talking about. Yeah. I didn't know that's the name of the podcast.
Yeah, he has a female partner that they usually do the podcast with, but he interviewed Myron by himself.
I've only seen him by himself. So Navarro went to his conference 2 weeks ago. He went to his last channel. Yeah, he said it was phenomenal. And that young man was there too.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he took a picture with him. He posted it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know you're talking about. I forgot that that's the name of his podcast. But
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
good. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Oh,
yeah,
awesome. Awesome. Well,
yeah.
I want to say thank you again for another great
Yeah,
conversation.
this was wonderful.
I
I
hope
feel
we,
like we're both going to be sitting here thinking now, like, okay,
yes, I got to figure out what
how,
I'm get my game plan. I've already sent you some of my ideas and notes for Jersey. I got to
yes,
get this ball rolling. I got to get everything out of that house. It has to go away.
yes.
Where it's going, I don't care where it's going. It's
But
going.
we're bringing in new people. Don't. This is for a reason. Everything's
Oh
for a
yeah, yeah,
reason. It's
yeah,
not just a free for all. We're creating something for Rita. We're
yes, yeah.
creating something for
I
her.
got to
Yeah,
get it out. So my
yeah,
mind is focused. I got to declutter, and then yes, yes, yes. Well,
yes,
happy. I know you have a big weekend coming up.
yes, yes, yes.
What is it? People make.
I will be turning 40 again for the second year in a row. Yeah. Um, and also, I will be at a Doomsday Festival. It is the biggest, largest, most spectacular African American festival on the East
Yeah,
Coast.
nice.
It's been going on for probably about 40 years.
Yep.
Um, it's on South Street. You guys can check me out there. Just follow me on the Jewelry Drop, and I will drop my location as soon as they give us our table space. Okay.
Oh, good. Yes. All righty. Well, thank you, Miss Leslie.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Till next time.
All right. Bye
See you
bye.
later. Bye. Do do do.